So, why does Caitlyn Minimalist make more sales than every other single store on Etsy? What's the secret? What's going on here? With over 3.3 million sales, there's something or a set of things this store is doing right that lots of other stores don't get right. Let's dive in. I'm going to open this right up and explain why this store is the #1 sales volume store on Etsy. Let's get into this. Okay, so Caitlyn Minimalist sells jewelry. There's no surprise there. Jewelry is such a massive market on Etsy. Remember, around 81% of all the customers on Etsy are women, so this lends itself very well to selling jewelry on the platform. Now, the first thing that Caitlyn Minimalist worked out with jewelry, and they worked this out a long time ago, size matters, or lack of size. So if you go and look at their store and look at the jewelry, you will see that the jewelry size is dainty, it's slight, it's feminine. And this is something that I've been trying to teach my jewelry clients for years, because a lot of sellers make large jewelry. And the thing with large jewelry is, and it's an analogy I like to use, the larger the piece of jewelry, the braver the woman has to be to wear it. So creating dainty, slight, feminine, elegant jewelry is going to lend itself very well to the Etsy marketplace, and you will tend to make a lot more sales than if you sold large pieces of jewelry. So this is the first thing they got right: size, small, dainty, feminine jewelry. And they got this right years ago. They've been open since 2014. That's 11 years, and they got this right such a long time ago. So this is the first reason why they're so successful, which then allows me to move into the second reason why. The second reason why is that in creating dainty, feminine, elegant jewelry, they also realized that women want to wear jewelry at work during the day, and then they want to be able to transfer and dress up and go and do something else in the afternoon or evening. And they want their jewelry to accompany or encompass all of their day. So if you create large jewelry, big statement pieces, that doesn't lend itself to a working environment or an environment where you've got to be busy and do things. It lends itself well to going out for a cocktail or going for a dinner or something like that. But dainty, feminine, small pieces lend themselves or work all throughout the day and the evening. Another critical part that Caitlyn Minimalist got right with their store, and they got it right a long time ago. So a decade ago, Etsy was a very different place. It was so much easier to rack up sales because the competition was so much lower, and you had so much time to build up visibility and make a name for yourself. And being 11 years old, that name has long since established. This leads me into another area, the third point of why Caitlyn Minimalist is so successful: their prices. The prices, and I talk about this all the time. With jewelry, if you sell in the $20 to $50 price range, you are going to appeal to so many potential customers. This $20 to $50 price point is a price point where you don't have to think too much. Nobody's really got to question themselves or a partner about whether they should buy a $30 or $40 necklace, right? But if you're selling jewelry at $200, $300, $500, you've got to ask yourself questions. Can I afford this at the moment this month? You might need to speak to a partner to see if we've got the budget to do it, right? There's more thinking going on, but there's not much thinking for a $30 piece of jewelry. They understood that there is a pricing sweet spot on Etsy. For jewelry, it's $20 to $50. For most products, I say try to sell stuff in the $20 to $50 price range. You will sell more. It's as simple as that, because it's an easy price point for people to manage and buy. So the next concrete reason, number 4, for Caitlyn Minimalist's success is the age of the store and the size of the store. So this store's been around since 2014. And as I briefly mentioned earlier, if you opened an Etsy store back then, you could make a name for yourself, gain visibility, rack up the sales so much easier than you can now. And Caitlyn Minimalist understood. They opened a long time ago and they made the store large. So with over 1,850 listings in the store at the moment, this is the foundation of their success, coupled with the sizing and the femininity and everything I've spoken about so far. Big store, running for years, and they opened it a long time ago. This gave them a huge advantage over most other sellers. They had a big store years ago. It was huge in 2017, 2018, right? Most jewelers can't get to that size. They just can't get to 1,000 listings. It's impossible. But this store has plenty of staff working for it, designers, creators, manufacturers. So they've got that locked down. They've got the ability to mass produce. Let me be clear here. This store makes, on average, roughly a sale every 2 minutes. Roughly. It goes up and down. But it's about a sale every 2 minutes over the year. That's an incredible volume of sales. And they get it because they knew to make the store big. Making big stores and creating desirable jewelry, that is such a potent formula for success. And I'll say this to you and all of you out there who want to do, maybe you want to emulate this store. Create desirable jewelry, smaller, right price and lots of it, and you will make decent sales. So the fifth point that this store does is they're constantly running sales. So they're constantly running 30% off, 40% off promotions, and this just puts more fuel under the fire to get more sales in from people that think, it's on offer, right? Okay, I'm gonna buy this because there's 30% off. It just racks up more sales, raises the visibility of the listings in the store, and it's just like a snowball rolling down a hill. Running sales puts fuel under this store and just creates more visibility and more sales. And they do this all the time. And the final point, number 6, in why this store has made more sales than anyone on Etsy is the fact that they understood years ago. This is critical. I keep saying it. You hear me keep saying this. Years ago, they understood that personalization, customizing the jewelry, led to huge upticks in sales, because people don't want to just buy jewelry. They want to buy their version of the jewelry, put their name on it, put the gemstones on that they want, put a special date or a quote, something of meaning. Because when you add personalization, you then immediately become more giftable. And I teach you guys this all the time. You've got to personalize, because when you personalize, you immediately unlock the other area of success on Etsy, which is so important, which is giftability. If your stuff is giftable and people can personalize it and send it to somebody else, you're just opening up the door to more sales. Stores that do personalization tend to sell 20 to 40% more than stores that don't, as a general guide. And Caitlyn Minimalist worked this out years ago. They worked all of this stuff out years ago. It's such a potent formula. So this is why they're number one, with over 3.3 million sales, 1,850 listings, and they've been open since 2014. This is an OG, old Etsy store, and it's been number one for a long, long time. Let me know if this interested you. Because if it does interest you and you want me to look at another store, I will happily do that. You can put the store name you want me to look at in the comments, and I'll see if it's something that would be interesting for you guys to watch. And remember, if you want to work with me, don't wait, don't guess, I'm right here. The Book In Now button is coming up on your screen, which takes you to a one-to-one Zoom booking link where I can discuss with you in a free call how I can help you build and grow your Etsy business in paid consultations or mentoring. I look forward to catching you in the comments and catching you in a consultation. Cheers.